Wow, look at this crew.
Rough crew here.
We're here.
I mean, I look good. Aaron looks good. Justin looks good. Wild card. You're there, but you look good.
You look great, by the way.
Sitting.
He has to wear a mask. That's the we don't know what he looks like.
If he turned it around, he'd look just as good as Stephen Ashburn.
How about you don't worry about
You're not wrong, big guy.
all right?
I'm worried about Stephen Ashburn. He'd take that mask off and look amazing. I've seen it.
How's it going, everybody?
Nothing about his exit is impressive about Stephen Ashburn.
We already are.
It isn't about him. This isn't about him. It's about us.
You know,
That is true. All about us.
Well, there are four of you, which is typically how you guys like to deal with things, is to have the advantage. But Johnny, let's get going.
You invited us here, and we accepted the invite. So now you want to get on us for? See, it's already starting.
We invited you so we wouldn't get fined.
We're gonna put you guys in your place.
All
We're
right.
gonna
It invited us to start talking about somebody
stand.
else. Talking about somebody else that doesn't even matter right now.
Yeah, well, we agree on that. He does not matter.
This is already off to a rough start. How's it going, everybody?
Hey, what did you expect? You interrupt us Texas people. This is Sunday. This is NFL football Sunday.
Correct.
And this is what we do in Texas. We watch football. And instead, I'm sitting here talking to you guys. And now we're talking about somebody that doesn't matter, as Jeb said. And look, we're all looking good. I got my muscles out. Aaron got his muscles out. Ryan is here looking good. Jeb is in his best shirt. Wild card. You know what I'm saying? In his best shirt. So, hey, guys, are we going to do this or what? Because I've got football to watch.
You make some great points. Ryan does look great. Very punchable, as always.
You know, it's easy to say from behind that camera.
It really is. You're absolutely
not
right.
Here to me, if I remember correctly, when you were at Milestone, you were definitely 3 rows back from us yelling. You didn't want to get up close to us at all.
They never do. They never want to get that close.
They never do. Because they saw what happened. We're not afraid to hurt people.
You know, you picked on a timekeeper, and you know what? I don't want to get that close because that mask smells horrendous. Ooh.
That timekeeper had it coming, and that mask is anointed with Bed Bath & Beyond oils, sir. So it smells amazing.
The Beyond part, you have right, sir.
All right, we're gonna try and have an intro real quick. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast here on twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, as always, and we're already off to a rough start here with the West Texas Legacy. But before we actually get into the actual intros, let's introduce the dudes who are here. Returning from his week-plus absence, the one and only Coastal Crusader is here.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
We have Marky Pins smushed in between Wildcard and Ryan Justice.
Yeah, I don't like my odds right here real quick, so I'm going to mind what I say and just kind of see what's going on. I've been in the ring with a couple of these guys, so if we have words, we'll get through that. We'll get through that.
And Sunday is currently not here doing his thing. I know Ryan Justice has a lot of words for him, so I will actually let Ryan Justice have this moment to say what he needs to say.
How convenient that the guy that on this show is the loudest, most obnoxious, holds up his little hand-drawn sign saying West Texas sucks, conveniently isn't here. Whatever Sunday Fun Day or whatever his name is doing could not be more important than getting his chance to come in and trade chops with somebody like the last Maverick of West Texas. You know what? He can go and hide in his little hole or wherever he is. I know exactly who and what he is, and trust me, he ain't even a fleck on a radar right now. So Sunday, hey, you know what? Take the rest of eternity off. I bet I could come on this show and do your job 10 times better than you without a stupid little notebook sign.
All right.
He was here to say something.
Just remember, the last person that wrote a sign that said Texas sucks on it, got it busted over their head in a street fight.
Yep.
That's true. That
By
is very
me
true.
personally.
And we will have Triple I on later on as well. But let's introduce the West Texas Legacy. We're giving them this platform, so at the very least we could give them the intro. We have Aaron Harms in the middle on the top. We have Justin Taylor on the top right. Ryan Justice, as you just heard, on the bottom left. Also, who you just heard, we have Wildcard on the bottom right. And these guys requested the platform, and here we are. So, Coastal.
Yes, sir.
As we always do in chat, just to let you guys know, you guys will have your chance to ask questions as well, as long as you are a subscriber to Rocky Mountain Pro. If you have a question, please highlight it in chat so I don't miss it. We'll try and get an answer for you. I don't know how many answers we're going to get tonight, so you can at least try. Just make sure you highlight your questions. But Coastal, as we always do, the dudes go first.
I have a feeling that we're not going to get any answers here, so let's try and get some insight into these boys from West Texas.
We're open books.
Well, I understand, but it's
Maybe their IQ's not high enough for them to understand, Ryan.
tried.
Their IQ's not high enough for them to understand the answers that we're giving them.
Oh, I'm not
Just
necessarily sure.
Just
that's
ignorant people.
Not necessarily.
All right.
They wouldn't have this platform, but
Well,
you
let's
have.
just do it. Let's just do this.
Let's get some insight into you guys. I want to know what made you guys want to be professional wrestlers. And this is a group question, so I just want to understand where you guys are coming from with your anger and your disdain towards certain things. I figure maybe if I understand why you want to be a professional wrestler or why you wanted to do that, maybe I'll understand more about you guys. See, I'm trying to read the open book that it is. It's written in crayon, Ryan's chapter, but it's okay.
So we'll start with Aaron, and we'll go around in rotation. Aaron, Justin, Ryan, and Wildcard. So Aaron, go right ahead.
Why we wanted to be professional wrestlers, why I wanted to be a professional wrestler. It starts where we come from. You know, West Texas is known for its legend status in professional wrestling. And that's why I became a professional wrestler.
And we will get to your questions after every round that the dudes have. So Game Bunny is up first already.
Mr. Taylor?
The reason why I decided to become a pro wrestler is because I'm sick of looking around at all of these people pretending like they're good at it. And enough is enough. That's the reason why I decided to be a pro wrestler, because I look around and there are way too many pretenders. Way too many. And I come from a place, just like Aaron talked about, West Texas, where it is synonymous with tough, smash mouth wrestling and people who were not pretenders. They actually went out there, they put in the work, they grinded, and they earned their place in professional wrestling. And I try to model myself after that, and that's why I want to do it, because I'm here to be living proof that I am what pro wrestling should be, and these other pretenders, it's time to put them down. And it's about time somebody, a group of somebodies, stood up for that.
Knowledgeable Face, you're up.
Oh, all right, Coastal. You got a nice one on you too. I promise. I hit you in slow motion. It's gonna look a lot better than me getting hit in slow motion.
So you are not helping the situation at all, by the way.
Okay.
I do what I can.
Wahoo McDaniel, Ricky Romero, Ted DiBiase, the Funks. Those men paved the way for West Texas wrestling. I want to be part of the next chapter. Hell, I want to be the last guy that has to kick open doors for West Texas wrestling. Because once we open that door, it's going to stay open. And we don't care who we have to step on. We don't care who we have to go through. If there is someone in front of us in the line, guess what? We're just going to kick them in the nuts, throw them out of the line, and take their spot. Because guess what? We don't do that in West Texas. If you want something, you fight for it. And that is exactly what we have done our entire careers.
You don't fight fair, as you just said. See, if you fought fair, no, hold on. If you fought fair, you'd say first you pin him, you make him tap out, you beat him in the middle of the ring. No, I understand. I understand what your strategy is. You said kick him in the nuts and just move along. I get it.
Coastal, he answered the question. Move on.
He did answer the question. I was just explaining the answer.
Open book, baby.
Why did you want to become a professional wrestler?
That's good. That's the question.
I didn't want to be a professional wrestler. I didn't want to. I had to be a professional wrestler. I had to do this. Someone else had to be different from Texas. Someone else had to be strange, unorthodox, and cause chaos and anarchy. And wear a mask just because he's a little different or has a little bit of problems because he's from somewhere that's undisclosed and they call him insane. I have what I need now. I have a legacy. I have something to represent and set a bar that no one's set before. And I'm going to do it with the people in this room. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. And low blows, raking eyes, or shoving your tongue down your own throat if you don't watch what you say. I will. Wise. Wise.
Is that a good enough answer for you?
Those were all excellent answers.
It better be.
It was everything I expected. Marky, your questions.
Okay. So my question is directed at Justin specifically, but then down to the other members of the legacy afterwards. Maybe Justin will speak to it. But Justin, as the flag bearer, as the leader of the West Texas legacy, okay, this legacy that you've created and that you've brought into Colorado, is this a legacy and is this a standard of leadership that your guys and other people that watch you are proud of, your career and everything that you've done? Is this the legacy that you've wanted, just being the tough guys that go out and just get it done without any homage to the rules or to anything else? Is this the legacy that you're trying to leave for what you've grown up and heard of the legacy that is West Texas, of a Ted DiBiase, of the Funks? Is this holding true to that legacy?
I like how you kind of threw in you don't care about the rules. Is this the legacy is this really what they stood for? Look, I'll put it to you like this.
Right.
Sometimes people don't allow you the opportunity to fight fairly, as you so put it. Sometimes you're not given the opportunities that you deserve. So you have to turn around and take those opportunities. The reason why we have attacked Rocky Mountain Pro aggressively is because, with all due respect, guys, we tried to do this the right way. We came in with smiles on our faces and shaking hands and tried to do this the right way. But where were the opportunities? Let's just face it. The only reason why I got in there with the boss for that title match, that wasn't because I got to prepare or somebody came up to me and said, hey, Justin, because you have accomplished so much in professional wrestling, we are going to afford you this opportunity. It was a random drawing. That's why I got that title match with Boss. Man, I've had to sit and watch Ryan, Aaron, and Wildcard get these so-called opportunities and get thrown to the wayside. So you know what started all of this, man? You know what started this legacy that we brought to Colorado? It was an angry 10-hour car ride home of us asking each other, why? Why are we being treated like this? Why are we not featured on the shows? Why are we not on the marquee posters? Why hasn't the red carpet been rolled out for us? And we decided at the end of that 10-hour car ride that the next time we come back to Colorado, things are going to change. And those people you named, Ted DiBiase, Wahoo McDaniel, JBL, all those legends that come from West Texas, you know what's synonymous with all of them? They're game changers. And whether you want to admit it or not, gentlemen, we changed the game at Rocky Mountain Pro. The legacy has changed the game. Now we walk around in that locker room and people fear us. Now we walk around in that locker room and we give people a look and they cower now because they don't want none. We are changing the culture at Rocky Mountain Pro. And this Colorado wrestling is never going to be the same again because we are here. And we are here to stay, gentlemen. So how's that for game change? How's that for upholding a West Texas legacy? We are doing what those people in the past did, except we're doing it our own way.
That's fair. And that is definitely true. I will not argue that you guys have, four of you collectively together, have been game changers. By far have changed the game, changed the culture, changed the feel. You've also united a locker room at this point. You've united a whole fan base and you've united a locker room. Is this the tale of be careful what you wish for because you just might get it? I mean, you had opportunities. You had that shot. Yes, you call it a random opportunity against the boss, that it was a random roll of the dice. It doesn't matter. You got a shot at the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. That's something very few people can say. And that match was so damn good. To give you props 110%, you deserve that, Mr. Taylor. That match against the boss was absolutely fantastic. But don't come in here and say you have not gotten opportunities to prove yourselves in the ring. You really shouldn't. You really shouldn't, because that's not necessarily true either. So.
I mean, Aaron won a match to get in the Colorado Cup. I called that match on the pre-show milestone.
Very
He had
true.
an opportunity.
Yes.
Was it recognized? I know I got put in there, but have they talked about it since? Did they build me up like they should have? Definitely not. It was, you won, now you're in the cup. That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Just like
That
most
was
other
my
people,
second
yep.
singles match. That was my second singles match that I won and was not recognized for it. My first time coming out, they talked about how great I looked, how it was such a blueprint, the body guy. But then, boom, I'm down. No recognition for anything else. And that right there is what we're sick of.
Let's throw something out there real quick. Justin had a point. I was in a title match. He was in a title match. But guess what? We weren't told about it until after midnight. It was the day of the show that we're being told. No preparation time, nothing. And these guys get told, because they're in the locker room. They get a heads up. Hey, we got Texas guys coming in. You think you can handle them? We'll tell them last second. Be honest with yourselves. That management team took every opportunity to shortchange us. He got shortchanged by not knowing who he was. And I got jumped by 3 other people in a fatal 4-way. It took 3 of them to take me out. No more will we be outnumbered. You say the whole locker room, yeah, they came out that one time. That's just once. They're only there for now. It's just now.
Marky,
It's just now.
you fancy yourself a man that likes to do his research, right?
Little bit. Yes, sir.
I know you've done your research into all 4 of us. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why aren't you asking the same questions that we are? You've seen us individually outside of Rocky Mountain Pro.
I have.
You know exactly how good we are.
I do.
Our
Yes.
reputation precedes us. So why aren't you asking the same questions that we are? Why aren't these guys getting more opportunities in Rocky Mountain Pro? Why are these guys getting set off to the side? You know what my opportunity in Rocky Mountain Pro got me? Punched in the face by a chain from a guy that should be in the nursing home club. So you know what? We got tired of playing nice. We played nice in West Texas. Guess what? We're recognized as the pillars of this area. We have a foundation built on respect because we gave it to the guys that came in. We told them, guess what? Bring your competition. Bring your best. Throw everything you have at us because we're going to do the same. but we didn't stick guys on the side. We didn't have guys who came in and showed out and then get moved off. So that way guys who have been coddled and cradled and spoiled and sheltered and given a privilege that not many people have been given in this business to take for granted. Rocky Mountain Pro has D'Lo Brown, Marty Elias, they have Mercury Yates, and they have immense resources at their disposal to train these guys. You know what we all had to do? We fought. We scratched, we clawed, we ripped, we tore, we bit, we fought everybody. You compare us to some group that came in earlier this year. But you know what the difference is? Those guys came from the same spoiled, sheltered, coddled system that all of Rocky Mountain Pro has. We're the real world, Marky. We are the reality of what this business really is. And it's the fact that we don't care if we have to beat you up and leave you bloodied on the street side. We are going to get what we want.
And that much has been completely apparent to anybody who's been watching Rocky Mountain Pro TV. And yes, there is no denying the four of you are elite athletes. I've seen you outside of Rocky Mountain Pro. I was just recently watching a couple matches on your own YouTube channel, Mr. Justice. And I'll tell you right now, you guys are all elite athletes. But all of that attitude and all of that competitive drive has gone out the window in RMP in favor of literally taking what you want, which some would call good strategy, but others would call a recipe for disaster if taken out of context, or if enough people see what you're trying to do to come into their house. See, RMP didn't come to your house. You came to their house. And you demand the same treatment that you get in West Texas, and that's not going to work. At least it hasn't already, has it?
No, see, we were invited. We were invited. The four of us thought, hey, you know what? We were invited to get an opportunity. We were invited because this is going to be a good opportunity to further our careers. No, you know what we really were invited for? To be feeders for guys who are way less talented than us against a curve that was biased against all four of us. Let's be real here.
All right, now you're taking it a little too far. I have to disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
I have to disagree with you on that one.
See, I know why you disagree. I know why you disagree, because the truth is you are all beholden to this idea that those Rocky Mountain Pro local Colorado guys are the best. And I think that's what we hate more than anything.
Vision.
That's what we hate more than anything. We understand that those guys are exceptional athletes too. You know, I don't even necessarily can say I don't like guys like Balaam, guys like Damon Ace. You know, I like the way some of those guys conduct business. I like the way that some of those guys wrestle. But we all hate this idea that they are the best. Because just like Ryan said, they come from a system that coddles them, waits on them hands and foot, and gives them every opportunity in the book. Of course you're going to be seen as the best. And you guys have covered them for a long time. Of course you think they're the best, because you haven't seen enough of them getting punched in the mouth. You haven't seen enough of them getting moved out of the way by some real pro wrestlers who have had it hard in this business, but still we have made each other. We have banded together and we have made each other stronger. Our iron is sharpened iron, and we are the best in the West Texas area. And they're going to find out the hard way. They're going to keep finding out. You said, oh, we might get what we wish for, or be careful what we wish for. We might get it. Well, trust me, I want it. I want all of it. Ryan wants all of it. Wildcard wants all of it. Aaron wants all of it. And trust me, when we get it, you gentlemen
Thank you for the subscription, D
that
Zombie.
this idea that they're the best just because they come from Colorado, wrong.
You'll have to forgive us. We heard a lot of this same business with the Wake last year in Colorado. We heard a lot of this same exact thing. And then we saw the Wake. impose
Shut
their
up.
will.
Let him finish. Let him
everywhere we
finish.
go. We saw the Wake impose their will everywhere they went and ran roughshod and took what they wanted.
I drank the Kool-Aid.
You did drink the Kool-Aid. You drank the whole damn gallon of Kool-Aid. You did. And then we saw what happened when eventually they just pushed everybody's button in the locker room. We saw what happened. The locker room rose up and took care of the threat. If you think you're going to just walk in and take care of the locker room, there's some history that's going against you, very recent history that's going against you. What do you say about recent history that's just happened not long ago in RMP?
The difference is we want the smoke. That's it. That's the underlying factor. We want all of the smoke.
We want
They
them
don't
to
want it.
focus on us. We want the attention. What do you not understand about that? It's not about them anymore. We're sick and tired of walking in and it being about them. It's not about you. It's about us. We are here. We came in with good attitudes and you shortchanged us. You shut us down. You made me and Aaron fight one another just so you could watch it and laugh at us fight each other. You made me and Justin and Ryan fight on a dark segment just to see what we had. And we don't mind beating the hell out of one another. But could you imagine, just imagine what more we could do when we have what we want? You just don't get it. It's not about them anymore. We're tired of the cameras being on them. We want to be the highlight of every show, just like the highlight of Ryan Justice is. The last Maverick of West Texas. The living proof wants to show the proof is in the pudding. I just want to hurt people. And I just want them to see it. I want them to see me for who I am and what I have to offer. And stop not seeing me. They won't ignore me. They won't ignore the legacy. They're going to see us. They're going to see us no matter what.
We see you guys all the time. The problem is we've seen you guys band together in one match and win a street fight. That was impressive. You beat 4 of Rocky Mountain Pro's best guys.
Truth.
You did that.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Best.
Hey, it's
I would
you know
say
what?
best.
Yeah.
Listen,
Chill out.
guys. Hey, don't hurt yourselves by patting yourselves on the back. Do your ears a favor and shut your mouth here. I'm trying to give you guys compliments.
Coleslaw, tone yourself down a bit there, sir.
You guys got a good group there and a good win. I understand you guys want title shots. You gotta wait. I mean, you talk about the West Texas legacy. Look at a guy like JBL. Paid his dues, won tag team titles, paid his dues, then got his point in the sun. You can't just roll into somewhere and expect just to be given everything because you look like an Adonis, Ryan, or Aaron, or you're Owen Hard-ass technical worker, Ryan. You're the living proof, Justin. Wild card, you're wild card. We'll get to that. You can't just walk in and get whatever you want. You got to earn it, and that starts with wins in the ring. You talk about how you banded together and how you're willing to do anything and jump anybody to get what you want. Let's compile some wins in the ring, and then we can talk about that. Because so far, we did once, and you got one win.
No.
Okay?
Because we've had Justin. I love how they have selective memory. They talk about recent history. Justin, you and I got in a tag match together. What happened in that tag match, Justin?
We won.
Hey, Aaron. You and Wildcard got into a tag match. What happened in that one?
We won.
NRW. What happened in that one? Oh, we won. The legacy is undefeated in Rocky Mountain Pro. You guys talk about recent history being against us with Rocky Mountain Pro. Guess what, guys? You have wrestling history against you because we are the next chapter in the West Texas legacy. We are the continuation of that story. So guess what, guys? Like Aaron said, we want the smoke. Bring it on. We are built for this. You act like we haven't had to face the world before. We have. And guess what? We took every punch they had to offer with a smile on our face.
Every time.
I don't disagree with you guys. You have been very impressive in the ring. Sometimes you just have to keep being impressive because let's face it. I talked about JBL, West Texas guy.
After this point, we got to get to chat.
Yep,
So.
yep, paid his dues, finally got there. Unfortunately, that's the route you guys are going to have to take is keep paying your dues because I don't think one of you have Ted DiBiase money. So you ain't going to go that route and buy your way in there.
Ted DiBiase. You know, it's very fitting that you bring up Ted DiBiase because he had a great quote, right? Everybody has a price. Well, take this as a fair warning to Rocky Mountain Pro. We are the debt, and it's going to be paid. That's what's happening now. They had their chance to give us opportunities. They had their chance to treat us like equals, and they didn't. So trust me, Rocky Mountain Pro, just like the $1 Million Man said for everybody, has a price. It will be paid, and the legacy will be the top of the food chain. You just wait. You say we have to be patient. It don't work like that. You just keep waiting, and you just keep watching what we do. And you will see what happens to Rocky Mountain Pro. It is going to be recreated in our West Texas image. So mark my words. I said it right here on the Dudes with Belts podcast. Mark my words.
Those are strong words, sir.
They are. I'm a man of my
Those are
word. I will
strong words,
absolutely
sir.
give you all the credit in the world when it happens. Anybody who watches this show knows I will pay off any debt that I owe.
And there's no boundaries to it either.
Well, there are some. No, there are some.
All
Punchy
right.
face over there smiles too big for my liking.
All right. We remember, chat. All subscribers are allowed to ask questions in this subscriber-only chat. If you ask a question, I do ask that you highlight the question so I don't miss it. Game Bunny had one earlier, a while ago, and I believe she's still here. If you hate RMP in Colorado so much, then why aren't you staying in West Texas?
I'll get this one. Because we have done it all in West Texas. We helped build this area. We took that story of West Texas and brought it out of the sands of time. We are looking to expand. We're all ambitious men looking to expand our careers. So we came to Rocky Mountain Pro because I will give them credit. It is a great platform
Titus,
for
you
us
already won. You were
for
kind of
someone to
exempt, but
come
thank
in
you for the
and
subscription.
take the next step in their career. That's why we are angry, because we thought, hey, this is going to be something that helps get us to the next level. And we got, like Wildcard said, we got shortchanged.
Much love,
So,
Titus. Much love.
Guess what? If they're going to keep that out of reach, we're just going to throw a chain around it and drag it to us.
All right, and I believe that is actually the only question in chat as of right now.
Wow.
So we'll go. Well, there's been a few subscribers recently, so we'll see if they have any questions in the next couple minutes. But we'll bring it right to Coastal again. Coastal.
My turn again.
Yes.
Well, let's see here. What can I ask these fine gentlemen from Texas that they won't be offended by? You guys are all very impressive in the ring. Do you guys have any dream opponents outside of all of this? Like, we're all wrestling fans. Obviously, you do it because you love it and you're good at it. Dream opponents. I like to ask this question to guys just because I like to see who they would match up against. So, round table, whoever wants to start can start, but somebody, not past, because that's always a hard one, but, present day you'd like to take and step in the ring against.
And we do have one from Jet that just came up, so after Coastal, we'll ask that question.
Gonna be a loaded question.
Aaron, I'll let you take that one.
Come back to me. Let me think about it. Come back to me. Justin.
Man, when it comes to a dream opponent, the only question I have when it comes to that really is more of, why am I not the dream opponent for more of these people? That's the only type of question that really concerns me with that issue. Man, I know I can beat anybody. I know if I'm given the opportunity, I know that if I'm given the time to prepare, I know in my heart that I can match up to anybody. And me, I'm working towards the day when these so-called superstars, these so-called wrestlers are wanting to get in there with me. It's about time that they say, oh, I want to get in there with the living proof. I want to get in there with Aaron Harms. I want to get in there with Ryan Justice. I want to get in there with Wildcard. Man, no longer am I caring about, oh man, I really hope that I can get in with this person inspired me, this, that, and the other. Forget that, man. I just want to kick people in the mouth. So, in my humble opinion, line them up. That's all I have to say. Line them the hell up, watch them get kicked in the face so I can be living proof that I am simply the best. And I don't care who it is. You bring up a name, and I'm going to give you the same answer. I'm kicking them in the mouth, and I'm covering them 1, 2, 3.
And I've never been one to have a list. You know, I see these other wrestlers that have a list of guys that they want to get in the ring with. That's never
number
been me.
1, number 2, number 3.
Make a list and give it to me.
That's my thing, right? Because I feel that who's up to my level? It's not whether I'm up to theirs. Who's up to my level? And there simply isn't anyone, and I've proved that. So there's my answer.
I just want people to hurt. There is no one person. I'm not limiting myself to one individual entity, end all be all. No. Line them all up, and I will hit them in the face, and I will pin them down. Everyone.
You know what, Coastal? I'll actually give your question some respect and answer it. You know, I know you've disrespected me on this show for weeks, but I'll actually respect the question. Not only am I one of the best wrestlers in West Texas, but I'm also one of the best fathers in West Texas. So, Darby Allin, because I want my son to see his dad wrestle one of his favorite wrestlers and then drop him on his head. But personally, I'll bring it back to Rocky Mountain Pro.
I would probably
my dream
DM
match,
one of these guys and they should give you more information.
It would be Danger Dean, but you know, he's broken, so I guess that one's not gonna happen.
Yeah, they're funny, and you got jokes. And I was actually asking.
You also got to remember that same guy that you beat down gave you the platform tonight. So
that's true.
How about this? No, because I got a message for Dean. Danger Dean, you're the one that brought us in. You're the one that extended the invite. I remember being ecstatic that I was coming to Rocky Mountain Pro because I thought Danger Dean was a friend of mine, a friend for 10 years. Dean, I mean, a good enough friend that he got to share in on a pretty damn special family moment with me. I invited him to the first ever NFL game that I'd have been to. I won tickets to a Broncos game. Guess who I invited? I could have invited anyone outside of my family. I have one ticket left to come with my grandpa and my uncle. Guess who I invited? Danger Dean. Guess who showed up? Danger Dean. So I thought this invite to Rocky Mountain Pro was a little bit of payback. He was going to actually extend a hand and give us an invitation to repay that debt. But guess what? I guess it was just, he's a loose acquaintance to me, so I'm just going to placate this. So that's what I think of Danger Dean.
You jumped him 4-on-1? Because you got mad?
You have to set examples.
You mess with one, you mess with all. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
It is time for a change. If you listen to what the proof said, it is time for a change, and it must happen.
And that's why we're asking questions, because we're wondering
Right.
why that time is now. Why is it time for a change now? Because
It should have
you guys
happened
said
long
it
ago.
is.
Because no one else would have done it. No one else has
could
done.
do
You
it.
say the woke awake, who the hell they were? They're gone now. Did they make a change? No, they failed. Now we're here. Now we're the relevant party. We are the relevant thing. We're the thing that people need to see. We're the thing that people need to change this environment that you have and set a new standard of grit.
All right, dudes, you are cut
Yes,
off for the next 10 minutes or so. We have a bunch of questions in chat.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Jet asks, is there anyone on the RMP roster you guys want to face?
I already said mine.
Yeah, just line them up. Any of them. Biggest. I'll take the biggest. You know what? That's my answer. Give me the biggest. Give me the biggest, strongest, and I'll take them.
Ask Marky
No
how that
fear.
worked out.
What was that?
Ask Marky Pins how that worked out. He tried that that statement.
But I'm not him though. That's the difference. That's what you need to recognize. All right.
I will completely agree with you, sir.
That is very true.
So that's my answer. Give me the biggest, whoever they think is the baddest. Put them in front of me, and I will prove why I'm the muscle.
I'll play along. Balaam. I know that Balaam has the reputation at Rocky Mountain Pro of being an exceptional athlete. He's considered one of the best. He's considered one of the most skilled. He's got a significant win record. He's got significant victories at Rocky Mountain Pro, and he has been one of their more significant champions. One of these days, I'm going to get in there with him one-on-one. And when they see how my athleticism compares to his, when they see how my wrestling aptitude compares to his, there will be no doubt in anyone's mind. Just remember, I came this close to beating the boss. This close with zero preparation to beating the boss. So what do you think I'm going to do to Balaam whenever I step in the ring with him? I respect what he's done. I respect what he is to Rocky Mountain Pro, but that is the exact kind of figure at Rocky Mountain Pro that we are going to knock down. And when we do, the pecking order at Rocky Mountain Pro is going to change.
All right. I got one. I think I got one. They call me weird. They call me a little crazy, right?
No.
How about I get a little weird, and a little crazy? I want Remy D. I want Remy D. Yeah, Remy D.
I was not expecting that one.
No. But I
I
am
got one.
instantly intrigued. Props to that wild card, because that piqued my interest. Straight up.
Justice has one.
This one's a little personal for me. Because I see no skill, no ambition, not even a willingness to pull the trigger. And on top of that, part of the reason we're so pissed off, Echo. I mean, come on. Rocky Mountain Pro can't even get music right and sends me out to face one of the members of the nursing home club to Echo's music?
Dude, it was the biggest
Are you
prop you
It's
ever
the
saw.
biggest pop you got all night.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. I'm also the most accomplished man to come out to that music. So already that has Echo high on my list. And then I watch him in the ring, and he's uninspiring. He's got the kind of head you want to put into the ground. And I'm going to do it one day. I'm going to drop him on his head one day. I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to break that fragile little body of his. And then nobody's going to remember Echo.
Come on.
Is that all four?
Strong words, sir. Strong words.
Strong word.
All right. We have one from Lucas, the encyclopedia, commentator of Ignition. Who was the most influential person in each of their careers as they were making a name for themselves? We'll start with the same rotation. We'll start with Aaron and then work our way around.
For me, a guy from Texas, Tim Storm, a guy that shaped my mind from a young age. When I was 7 years old, I watched this man wrestle for the first time of me ever seeing live professional wrestling. Then 20 years later, I got to be in the ring with him. That is what Texas wrestling is that right there. So that's who influenced me.
That's a great pick, dude. I very much attune. Yeah.
Great answer. Great answer. For me, personally, I'm going to say Kurt Angle. That's my number one wrestler. That's who I look up to. That's somebody who I look at and I go, man, you know, he always conducted himself on the 3 I's, right? Intensity, integrity, and intelligence. That means you have to mean what you say. That means you have to do what you do, and you always do it with the rage and the intensity of a fire. And that's what I try to bring to every match. That's what I try to bring to the ring. That is one of the reasons why I call myself the living proof. It's not just a moniker. It's not just a cool thing that I call myself. Living proof is a promise. It's an idea. It's this idea that if you do what you need to do, you do the work, you make your way, you make a name for yourself, then you can be living proof that life is what you make it. And that's what I'm all about. Kurt Angle definitely did that in his life. He won an Olympic gold medal. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to do pro wrestling. And he did that. And now he's an Hall of Famer. I want those same accolades. I have that same mindset. And I'm going to keep going until other people recognize what I already know. That I am simply living proof that when you do this business right, you will reap every benefit.
Ryan?
After, got
So for me, it's a mix of intelligence, athleticism, the ability to know how the system works. So my influences are mainly Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero. Those are the guys that influenced me as a pro wrestler. But then I really think about it, and the pro wrestler that really influenced me making a name for myself coming up was me. I mean, come on. I am amazing. I look at all the accolades. I have all the accolades I have right on the wall. And I look at myself and I go, damn, I'm good. I inspire myself to be great daily. So Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Ryan Justice.
You inspire everyone to be regular daily, that's for sure.
Okay.
It's not your time. Wild card.
That was original, by the way. Real original.
You know, Ryan, I can relate to that a lot. I really can relate to that a lot, man. I can. That's why we kind of get along, and that's why we get along in this group so well. Because the inspiration for myself is Wildcard. He's the only one that gets me. He's the only one that understands me, and this is why he is on. This is why I am on now. I am the inspiration. I came from nothing, being locked away, secluded from everyone. And having no one to lead the path, nothing. I had nothing, and now I have something. And all I want to do is hurt people, and I want to do it with you guys. I just want to do it with you guys. I want to be the inspiration for other people, that I can be the one to lead the way for chaos and madness. And that is my answer. That is my answer, and that is all I need to say. I am the one. You are the one. You are the one. Wild card, you are. Just don't. Okay.
How do you guys keep a handle on him?
We're the only ones that can.
Is wildcard? Is this always a battle, moment to moment, with who you're talking to, what you're talking to?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I am with the legacy. I have agreed to be with them. This wouldn't be a thing if I didn't want to be with them. If I didn't want to be with them, I wouldn't be here.
He's got
He said
point.
what he said, gentlemen. I don't see what the big deal is. A wild card is just a normal, law-abiding citizen, and he's a wonderful human being. So I don't see what the problem is. You guys look a little unsettled, but calm down.
You know
It'll
what?
be okay, guys.
We have one of our own. His name's Triple I. You'll meet him in a little while. I was just wondering if Wildcard had ever met the guy named Salem Wolf. I think they'd get along great.
Wildcard doesn't need a Salem Wolf. Wildcard has us. Wildcard has had us for 13 years. We fought Wildcard. We fought alongside Wildcard. He understands us. We understand him a lot more than some quack. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Didn't you say you had a list of other questions to ask? Not of your own?
We do have a few, as a matter of fact. We actually have a fan of West Texas Legacy, as a matter of fact, posting a question here.
Yo,
There we go.
D Zombie. Can I get a West Texas Legacy shirt? Where would they get that shirt?
Yes, he wants a shirt. He's typed it a few times in the chat.
Right now, it's available on Pro Wrestling Tees, but we're getting it to where we're gonna order some and have them at the shows. But yeah, right now it's available on Pro Wrestling Tees for the many West Texas Legacy fans and the many fans in West Texas who know what we mean to that region. That's where you can get it.
Guess
and I
what?
won't beat around the bush. I know we got fans in Colorado too. So just like he said, go to Pro Wrestling Tees and join the movement. Because like the great legend Owen Hart said, enough is enough and it's time for a change. Get the shirt, join the movement, and watch the West Texas Legacy flourish.
All right. We have another one from Jet. Who are the wrestlers that are on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling? So it would be a group of 4, your top 4 wrestlers of all time, basically.
Can I guess and just say it's you 4?
It'd be the smart decision.
Let him answer.
If we're talking current West Texas wrestling, then yeah, you're probably right. But again, Coastal, I'll afford you the same respect that you refuse to afford me and refuse to afford us as a collective. Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Diamond Dallas Page, Sting. Those are the 4.
That's really good.
That's a solid list, to be honest. That's a solid list.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but D Zombie is Dez.
Yep. Hi, Dez.
Hey, Dez.
Thank you.
We know Dez.
Being there
We know
from the
Dez.
beginning, Dez.
Yep.
All right, continue.
All right. I'll let y'all go. I'll go last on this one.
So Ryan went first, so we'll do Aaron, Wildcard, and then Taylor.
All right. Say what you want. John Cena's my 1. Ryan Justice knows that. Everybody knows that. Dolph Ziggler, Bret Hart, and I'm going to go Chris Jericho.
Wildcard?
We've asked that question to many, many guests, and nobody has put Ziggler up there. It's actually got to be one of the best sellers in history.
100%.
Undertaker. Sting. Jericho.
Good list from all these gentlemen, and really none of us are wrong because we're never wrong. It doesn't matter what you ask any of us, we're never wrong. But man, this is always a tough question. But you know what? I'll entertain it. I'll do it. My first one, I'm going Ric Flair. I think when you look overall at his career, his wins, he's had a legendary faction, and he's had a legendary career himself. I mean, the Four Horsemen, that's timeless stuff. Like, I mean, he's an excellent promo cutter, and he's somebody who is just synonymous with wrestling. It's hard to not think of Ric Flair when you think of wrestling. So as far as somebody who has been just one of the biggest, most influential heels, and Ric Flair's been in the ring with damn near everyone that you could name on a Rushmore that you think is there, Ric Flair has probably wrestled them. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think that he deserves a place there. And this might be a little bit out of left field, but I'm going to go Antonio Inoki for his influence in Japanese wrestling. I think in a lot of ways, he's the Ric Flair of Japan wrestling. So I think that, like, when you think about like just and his involvement with New Japan and all of that kind of stuff, I don't really think Japanese wrestling would be what it is without Antonio Inoki. I mean, and who could forget that legendary picture of him fighting Muhammad Ali? I mean, the wrestler got in there with Muhammad Ali, man. I mean, come on.
I was just watching a thing the other day about that too. That was serious over there. He got in the ring with Muhammad Ali, like props no matter what, just because you did that.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. So I think he definitely has to be in there. Shawn Michaels. I mean, when you talk about just a performer, I don't think anybody sold like Shawn Michaels. I don't think anybody could perform the art that is pro wrestling quite like Shawn Michaels. So many memorable matches, so many memorable moments. It didn't matter how big the guy was, whether it was Undertaker or how small the guy was. Shawn Michaels could have a great match with anybody. I think that when it comes to just performing wrestling, he's got to be considered, if not the greatest of the all time. And a lot of his peers call him the greatest. You know, when you ask a lot of just superstar wrestlers who are legends, a lot of them will say Shawn Michaels is the best. So I think that he's definitely got to be there for that. And my last one, man, you know what? Controversies aside, I'm going to put him on here. And this is going to be weird because it's going to be like, are you really putting him on here? But controversies aside, my last person, I'm going to say Hulk Hogan. As much as it pains me to say that, as much as there are some controversies and there are some things that, of course, he's had some disparaging remarks, no need to really get into all of that. We all know the history of Hulk Hogan.
In the ropes. And plus, you guys are no stranger to controversy, so
yeah, exactly.
Say it.
But when you look at, he's the person who he really is the person who popularized wrestling in this country. He was the first real wrestling megastar. You know, he transcended wrestling in a lot of ways with his superstardom. He was in movies. He was a household name. You know, when you think about pro wrestling, especially like the entertainment part of pro wrestling, he is the person who popularized it. You know, who knows if you'd ever have gotten a Rock, if you'd ever have gotten guys like that, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan's contribution to popularizing pro wrestling. Who knows if wrestling would even be what it is right now if it wasn't for how popular he made professional wrestling. So yeah, that would round out my four. Antonio Inoki, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels.
That's a good Rushmore.
That's really good. Yeah, no.
That's a good pick.
All right, it appears we have a heckler in chat as well. Do you guys mind if I spout out a couple of comments if you don't have Twitch up?
Bring it on.
What's up? Let's go.
We want the
Word,
smoke.
Aaron, we want the smoke.
We're not going to go off names, of course, but there's just a few comments I'm sure you guys would be happy to listen to. Justin actually confirming he is a Kurt Angle ripoff.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. A Kurt Angle ripoff. Dang, man. Well, you know what? To this anonymous person, because he's too scared to say his or her name. The fact that you look at me and you see Kurt Angle is more of a compliment to me than really anything that you could possibly say, man. Like if I'm doing something in the ring that reminds you of Kurt, if you're seeing the same intensity, if you're seeing that same intelligence, if you are seeing that same integrity, then I must be doing something right for you to be comparing me to Kurt Angle. But understand, I'm not a ripoff of anybody. If me and Kurt Angle stepped in the ring, I'm going to win that match because I'm not going to be put in the ankle lock. I've seen it a million times. I've seen it a million times, guys. I know every counter in the book to the ankle lock. I'm not going to be put in the ankle lock, and I'm going to kick him in the face. So you can say what you want, man. You can say that I'm a ripoff of Kurt Angle or whatever, but honestly, man, you are looking at the evolution of Kurt Angle. If Kurt Angle was a Pokemon, his evolution would be me.
Yep.
There you
because
go.
I'm stronger.
There you go.
I'm straight edge. You know what I'm saying? I'm pure. And I am all about the sport of professional wrestling. So, yeah, how do you like them apples?
Who had Dolph Ziggler as their Mount Rushmore? I can't remember. Aaron? Yeah. There was a lot of question marks on that one.
What do you mean? They're saying why he's in my Mount Rushmore?
Basically, yes.
For one, he has everything. He's got the charisma. He's the best seller in the company in professional wrestling, I would say. As a heel, you hate him. As a baby, you love him. And that's just, my thing. He's in my Mount Rushmore because he's great. He is great.
And you know what?
Extremely underrated as well,
Aaron,
just like us.
But I got a personal story about Dolph Ziggler. I can understand why Aaron put him on the list. And here's a little inside knowledge for you. I've been invited to WWE on several occasions. I've been back there. I've gotten to do some extra work for them and stuff like that. Dolph Ziggler was one of the people that came up to me after seeing a match that I had. We got to do like practice matches and stuff like that, just so they could see we were capable of being there, could be trusted, et cetera, et cetera. Dolph Ziggler was actually one of the guys who came up, critiqued my match, gave me some pointers. The reason why my flag is the way it is actually because of Dolph Ziggler. He gave me some pointers. He gave me some ideas on the design that I could have. And that's actually the reason why my flag is the way it is today. So Dolph Ziggler is not only a great wrestler, as Aaron just told you, Dolph Ziggler is a great damn person. So, yeah, nobody should ever have a problem putting him on a Rushmore list.
Yep.
We also have Harm seems to need more protein powder. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just reading what I got right now.
I'll take all I can get. You want to ship me some? You want to sponsor me with some protein powder? Let's go. Let's do it. I'll take it all.
Stuff's got to be expensive as hell right now.
Let's
Man.
see.
That is true.
Let's see. Wild card. People thought you were singing a song when you were going off your rant on the Mount Rushmore. I do believe.
I'm worried about Wildcard over here. He's just sitting there. I'm worried about this guy.
He's fine.
He's
He's
fine.
perfectly
That's-
fine.
Sure.
Well, he looks perfectly normal.
That's right. He's a normal
The
human
same
being.
wild card I always.
And then one was Justin was putting people to sleep because he was taking an hour to explain his Mount Rushmore. I think that is the brunt of it.
It's the thin air from Colorado. It's putting them to sleep. It's not Jackson Taylor.
Oh, yeah. This is all over the world. It's not just specifically Colorado.
I'm going to count that in Colorado specifically.
Okay.
It's part of that. It's part of that intelligence that he was speaking of. They can't handle it.
Exactly.
They can't handle it. They can't listen. They can't listen to an articulate man speak because they can't comprehend the words that he's saying.
All right. I know we have eyes in about 5 minutes. And then once he gets on, we'll get a question from him, and then we'll keep on rocking and rolling. Also,
hey, we put up with Wildcard. We have Triple I. You get to deal with him. We get to deal with Wildcard.
It's very similar, just on opposite ends of the spectrum.
But
it's very similar.
There's nothing like me. He is nothing like me. I am unique.
And apparently we do have a huge Echo fan. And he's pretty mad at Ryan right now. So
he's the one that needs the protein powder.
Yeah, let him be mad. I mean, listen, dropping people on their heads is what I do, or breaking them in half with the Texas cloverleaf. I do either one of those things to Echo. Aaron's gonna have a year's supply of protein powder right there. So I mean,
say it again. Say it again.
Put Echo in the ring with me, and I promise you, the result is not going to be anything the Rocky Mountain Pro fans want to see.
Are you guys going to run in and jump him like you did to Balaam during the Iron Man match? Is that why we don't want to see it?
Here we go with that. Listen, I understand.
We were just having a normal conversation, Coastal. Here you go.
We just told you
again. I understand
we want to ruin something that we want.
Try to analyze what we do, but we understand what it takes to get ahead in this business. I promise you, we're not doing anything that those guys wouldn't do if they wanted to come down to our neck of the woods and try something like that. But I promise you, if they did, if they came to somewhere like Jake's Back Room in Lubbock, Texas for Squared Circle Pro, they would get eaten alive. Because there are guys literally in that locker room outside of Wild Card who would gnaw on their flesh. So we're not doing anything that hasn't happened around this business for a long time. This is just business as usual.
Yep.
Flagpoles to the back of the head, things like that, business as usual.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You wanted that enough?
Whatever it takes.
Oh, here's one for you guys. Texas is 28th in education. Colorado is 13th.
Oh, this nonsense.
My
God.
I have the perfect response to that. So you have nothing wrestling related to say. So you got to go outside. We're so good in the ring that you got to go look up something on the internet and attack us because you can't find one flaw in our game. Cool. You want to take that? Look like an idiot. Go ahead.
All right.
Bring it on.
He said it all. He said it all with that. No need to add anything more.
Nope. That's it.
You know, it's really hard to see flaw in your game when we see the four of you together perpetually. One thing we haven't seen to see if there even is a flaw. And one of the only times we've seen it, really, we saw Justin wrestle Bruce. We've seen Ryan wrestle Echo. We'll come out and steal his stuff and everything. We don't see you guys individually almost ever. Is there a reason that you feel like you have to keep together, or if one of you goes out and does your thing individually, are you looking over your shoulder waiting for a buddy or two to come around? Because that's what we see. You can see what you see. You can understand what you understand. But on the other side of the camera, this is what we see. We see four guys that go out and get it done with four guys, but we don't often see it individually. Do you care to comment on any of that?
Oh, hold up. Before that, We have a heckler from Marky. Marky is becoming a West Texas legacy kiss ass.
Oh, really? Really? You didn't just hear my question? You didn't, just hear the fact that I called him out about why we don't see him individually? Why is it always 4-on-1, 3-on-1, what? Really? Really? You don't like when somebody's playing like right down the middle, do you? No. That's fine. Heckler's going to heckle.
Tried it for a while, Marky.
I'm on the show. They're in the chat.
And we also have. All right, go ahead, answer the question, and they're just rolling. So I mean, we'll get to all that afterwards. So answer Marky's question, and then we'll move on.
I'll answer that. We've got 50 years of wrestling experience combined between us. There is an archive of what we can do individually all over the internet. You want to go look and see for yourself? It ain't that hard to find. We're here to get what we want. We don't need to prove anything to anybody individually, especially someone like you wearing that stupid Red Sox jersey. So
ease up, son.
Hey, hold on. I got something for you guys. For you, Red Sox
you really
fans.
now?
We don't need to prove anything to you guys.
Are you going to start banging trash cans and figure out what we're going to do?
Hey, winners, no matter what, baby. We follow. This is who I follow.
Really?
48, baby.
Yep. Yeah, I bet you're proud of that ring, too.
Very
You're proud of that. Yep, you should be. Enjoy that.
The Doug Funny themed banging on a trash can season.
How much did that cost you at Dollar Tree?
Hey, you know what? I ain't going to tell you where I got it.
You
And listen,
Marky, he holds it close to his heart because they've only got 1 or 2, and we have like 7 or 8. So
yeah, all right. Promise you, there's more to come. Just like there's more to come for the West Texas legacy. Wait and see, baby.
Did they answer your question, Marky?
In a way. I mean, we've been waiting. We've seen moments. Hell, I reffed one of you guys' matches. I reffed Wildcard and Aaron Harms. I reffed that match. I had to raise their hand.
Yeah, you did.
A good match. I did.
How was that,
right
actually?
Down the middle. They kind of balked at me the entire match because they were kind of going off on the side and doing a thing, making sure I wasn't looking at things. But on the whole, they wrestled a good match. There's really not much I can say about it, except the fact that I was just kind of glad when it was over because not a soul in the crowd wanted to continue watching it. They were happy when it was over. So I raised their hand and got the hell out of Dodge real quick. And it's one of the only 3 victories that they have in RMP. Yes, but they do still have 3 victories. It's absolutely true.
And
they have
to go off of what you were saying, why would we not use all the tools at our hand? Does that make sense? As far as you ask, well, can you guys not do it without looking over your shoulder to make sure your buddies are coming out? Why not use what we have? And we have each other because that is all we need.
We shall not be outnumbered. We shall not be. We don't need to be taken advantage of anymore.
We saw what happened when you were outnumbered. Just the other week on Charge when you guys.
We just left. It's on our terms.
Exactly what happened, Wildcard. We saw exactly what happened. The minute that the odds got tipped in the other favor, you guys got out of Dodge faster than you could even count to 3.
You know what? They got lucky, okay? We left because we do this on our terms. We do this when the time it is right for us, not when the time it is right for them. So you're asking all these questions. Oh, you're always together, this, that, and the other. Man, you said it yourself. The locker room is banded together, and we're in the jungle right now. We're from Texas. We know we're in the jungle when we come to Colorado. We know that people are looking at us sideways and can't wait to try to divide and conquer on us. So no, man, we're going to stick together and we're going to continue to do things on our terms. So that little that you saw, oh, they made y'all leave the ringside area. No, you saw it the wrong way. We left. We could have engaged them and probably would have won that fight too. But we decided to leave because this is no longer about them. Wild card, the man you keep saying is crazy, he sounds pretty smart to me because he told you it is not about them anymore. So trust me, there is a plan. And I'm telling you right now, that plan will come to fruition.
We heard that same exact sentence out of the wake almost an exact year ago on this exact show. We heard that exact same sentence.
Well, let me tell you this.
One at a time.
The Wake couldn't pull the trigger. The Wake didn't have somebody like Wildcard who isn't afraid to take it too far. The Wake didn't have somebody like Aaron Harms who, honestly, send the biggest, baddest guy you want, Aaron's going to slam him. The Wake didn't have somebody like me who doesn't care whose feathers he ruffles, who doesn't care whose ego I have to bruise. And they didn't have somebody as naturally gifted and talented as Justin Taylor. I promise you. They also didn't have anyone that could collectively turn an entire organization on its head like we did. So there you go.
Not to be that guy, but actually they had a dude and he's still there and he meets every one of those criteria. Maybe you met him. His name's The Weapon.
Okay.
Is that?
I mean, that's the thing. That might be his name. We are weapons. So bring it.
They also have the longest standing champion in the company's history, Dustin Urich, who
And the tag champions.
was absolutely no
those
joke.
guys.
Who actually, one of them is in chat right now, Johnny Casanova. And see, you guys are walking on some thin ice because now the voices are getting out, the voices are being heard, and now you guys are even digging the hole even deeper right here.
I'll stop you right there. I'm actually okay with Casanova, you know? I mean,
You would be
Casanova,
okay with that.
Likely are okay with Casanova. He's an all right guy. One of the few in RMP.
Terrible haircut, man. All right,
he's like Johnny. He's like a hotel soap on a rope.
Yeah.
He's an okay guy. He's a hotel soap on a rope, man.
You know, you're. Go ahead. I won't say it. I'll get cut off later. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just move on.
All right. Eyes. You came into a tense situation.
Good luck with these guys.
Yeah, good luck, bud.
Good luck.
I'm going to give you a question, and then we're just going to move on.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I heard Ryan.
I said eyes. I said eyes.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I came in, I automatically heard Ryan Justice's voice, and I tuned out automatically. I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm sure you were tuning out with that lotion right there, huh? You saw us and immediately had to start feeling yourself.
Mm-hmm, that's what it was.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I tune in and I tune out with this. You don't know me very well.
Eyes of the Ryan is more than just a Ryan Justice fan. I appreciate that. I'm flattered, Eyes. Thank you.
I'm actually I am an Aaron Harms fan, and that's a fact. I am a fan of things.
Well,
I'll take it.
each their own.
All right, Eyes. Ask a question real quick.
Oh. Well, to my favorite member of the group. So, Aaron, I just told you I'm a fan of yours. So, I know it's a little tense situation that I just walked into. I'll try to lighten the mood as I always do.
Probably not going to happen.
Yeah, probably not. Oh well. Yeah, take a shot. You know, you have obviously a pretty good physique. You know, you're the muscle of the group. You're the powerhouse of the group. No one's going to deny that at all. Have you ever gotten comparisons to a younger Brock Lesnar in your career at all? And I mean that as a compliment.
100%. Yes.
Does that drive you to want to actually be bigger, better, stronger, badder than him?
Yes. I mean, first of all, it's Brock Lesnar, right? And someone tried to compare Gaston to Kurt Angle earlier. And if you're going to compare me to Brock Lesnar, I'm going to take that every day. You know,
I don't take that as an insult whatsoever.
However, he is a beast. He is a monster. And in this group, in every locker room I go to, I am a beast. My intensity is through the roof. I walk in knowing that I can take anybody that steps to me, just like Brock Lesnar. So I get that a lot.
So just if I could bounce off of that, Harms, I'm not going to disagree with a single piece of a single bit of that information that you just gave to me at all. I'm not going to disagree with that whatsoever. Well, I will come back and ask this though: if you're not afraid of anyone, you're not threatened by anyone, and you feel like you can go to new levels and you can accomplish anything with your natural given abilities, why are you associated with 3 other people then to help you get to that level? Brock Lesnar never really had a faction or a group, and look what he's accomplished on his own.
Repeat that question one more time, please.
You're a very gifted athlete. You're a powerhouse. You're a force to be reckoned with. Everyone in the Discord could agree with that. I just compared you to Brock Lesnar, and you took it as a compliment, and that drives you to get to the next level. Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar, as with all the accolades he's had, he's never really been associated with a faction or a group. He's always done it on his own for the most part. Okay. With that being said, if you have his abilities just like him, as give or take a little bit, how come you're associating yourself with the other individuals right now if you're that confident that you could do it on your own?
Because whenever I came to Rocky Mountain Pro, I wasn't given those opportunities, right? And so I decided to team up with the crew that I came up with in this business so that we could take those opportunities. And each of us show our showcases in this group. And mine is the powerhouse. Put me in there with anybody. I'm slamming them. That's why I linked up with these guys. These guys know me better than anybody. I've been in the ring with them, standing across and standing next to them.
All right. You all set, eyes?
We'll keep going later. It's a fair point. It's a lot to marinate on right now.
Right.
All right, Wildcard, I know I interrupted you. Were you going to say something?
I was. As soon as the carrot is dangled for Rocky Mountain Pro roster for their opportunities, they're not going to be there for their brothers. They're going to leave in a heartbeat, just as they were doing before we showed up and took our opportunities to take away theirs. That's the only reason they're even looking our way. All I have to do is go, here's your carrot, now go fetch. And they'll leave like that.
They're not unified. And here's the thing, is that people can try to split us up. People can try to come between us. We have spent most of our careers fighting each other. That's the thing. We sharpened each other because we've beaten the crap out of each other for damn near 15 years. So that's the thing. Rocky Mountain Pro eventually is going to devour itself because they're so self-centered, while we're going to remain and be the ones that are going to be the guiding force, not just take ourselves to the next level, but we'll bring Rocky Mountain Pro along as a courtesy.
All right. Coastal.
Yeah.
You're up next.
All right. Let's just cut to brass tacks, guys. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours now. It's been a hell of a dance, but let's just get down right to it. Let's find out what you guys overall want here. And let me say my piece here before you just tell me what it is the overall goal is, because here's how I see it. For the last 2 hours, you guys have talked about how you are a unified force and together you can't be stopped. That's cool, but I don't recall Rocky Mountain Pro having 4-person tag team titles that you guys can win. Let's just go through the list of what's happened. Aaron, you were put into a match to get a Colorado Cup berth, and you won. You got in the Colorado Cup. You win that, you get an automatic title shot at whatever you want. You failed. Justin, you went toe-to-toe with the boss in one of the best matches of the year. You failed. Wildcard, Ryan, you guys were put into a match for a vacant title. Yes, it was against each other. You could have worked together. It was a 4-way match and gone down, and you two could have worked it out in the end. You failed. So
Was it
far,
even?
So far, all I've seen individually from you guys is failure, and you call it about being out of towners. Let's take a look at the out of towners that have come before you. Malaya Hosaka, champion. We now have a current Lockettes champion, again, out of towner, and she won her first night here.
Miranda
We
Gordy.
had Sledge. Yeah, Miranda Gordy. Sledge came in, out of towner, won a title. So I guess it's not the out of towner thing. So guys, what is it you guys are looking for? Because I just listed off all the opportunities. You kept saying there were none. Is it just the cashing in? So what is it that you guys want? Come on. You've had the opportunities. You just haven't cashed them in. So what else is there?
First off, I'd love to know where this title match I was in with Wildcard. I'd love to know where that was.
You weren't even in it. So does
I
he
know,
know
right?
no damn facts.
And see, this
Second
is
off-
getting real disrespectful, guys. Like, come on, man. What is with this line of questioning? Like, first,
Answer
he's
the
talking
question.
about, oh, well,
Answer the question.
you seem to be good as together, but not as individuals. At first, he was alluding to it. And now here you are talking about it. What are you getting at, man? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say we're nothing as individuals? As if all of our accomplishments in Texas don't mean anything? As if every match that we've had, just because we've got a couple of L's, that means that we're nothing now? That means that we can't do it separately? Are you saying you don't believe in us? Are you saying you don't believe in the legacy? Well, to that I say, shut the hell up, man. Like, we have worked too damn hard. We drive 10 hours to be a part of this show, to be a part of these tapings, and we demand respect. We came on this show to be respected, not to be disrespected.
You know what? I'm done, Justin. I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done. I said we're done with them. I said we're done.
Yeah.
I said we're done. I'm done.
I'm done with this whole thing. This whole damn interview is over, man. You can't
It's over. It's over.
Right now, man.
You guys yell about opportunity, and we went through your opportunities, and now look at this. You guys all
We out of here, man.
You out?
Forget this, man. You come watch us at the shows, but this interview is over, man.
Are you serious, dude? Are you serious?
Was it something I said?
He talks about traveling 10 hours. We traveled 2,000 miles to go watch the biggest show of the year, year after year. So, I mean, I don't know.
All we heard for an hour and a half was, I think if we played a drinking game with hearing the word opportunity, even if we were drinking like low-cal beer, like we would all be hammered by now. Like, we heard that they didn't get opportunities 10,000 times. Coastal lists off all the opportunities. I presented the fact of the matches that I even reffed of theirs where I had to raise their hand. We gave Justin mad props for that match against Bruce Wayne's. Yes, he lost that match. These are relevant facts. You can't pick and cherry pick certain facts of certain situations. Dude, they call themselves professionals. They call themselves the representation of a legacy. They just pieced out when we asked them a hard question, we're the podcasters, and they pieced out.
I didn't even ask him a hard question. I just told him the facts. Like, what did I say that?
So
wrong?
maybe
Apparently we disrespected them or something by pointing out the relevant observations. Dude, J.K. Pop stayed in the call longer than that.
Yeah,
when we
let's not let
pointed
the
out their
facts.
garbage.
Let's not let the facts get in the way of a good argument, huh?
Are you kidding me with this garbage? Are
Well,
you kidding me?
they just showed their true colors.
They did, didn't they, dude?
Well,
They showed their true colors. Go ahead, Ice.
I just want to add to the fact, Justin talked about, we come on here and we get disrespected. We travel, we come from Texas to Colorado. We go 10 hours for our show. We demand respect. And the old saying goes, you got to earn respect. It's not just given to you. So with that being said, you're also not going to gain anyone's respect when you're attacking everyone left and right. You go into someone else's home, you're a foreigner, and then you interfere in their matches, whether it's before or after a hard-fought match, and then attack them from behind or hit them on flagpoles, or whatever the case may be. You're just going to make it anyway.
Right.
You're going to piss people off. You're not going to get respect away. You want to know how you get respect? Mark, you just said it. Yeah, Justin Taylor had a hard-fought match with Bruce Wayne. He may have lost, but to me, I get respect when you put on a hell of a match, win or lose, title or no title. You put on one hell of a match, one hell of a feat up there, And that's how you get my respect, by busting your ass, not by attacking people from behind. I mean, we could do that ourselves. We'd get our asses kicked probably, but we're not going to get respect by that as well. That's how you get the respect.
But the way that they've conducted themselves after these matches, where they have done good things and won clean and things like that, the way you conduct yourself later, interjecting yourself into the endurance match and smashing Balaam Inks when he's not even looking at you with a flagpole over the back of the dome. Like, that's how you lose all that respect. And whether or not you care about that respect, because I think they do, they said they were talking about their respect, they want respect. Bro, you had that respect, and then you took it, crumpled it up, and threw it right in the garbage. And now you're starting back over from the beginning. And you want people to carry over what you've done in Texas in the past to what you're doing right now in Colorado, and that's all supposed to, like, cancel out. Like, you talk about football, all of a sudden penalties offset and first down, we respect the legacy. No, that's not how it goes, man. I've gone back and watched. Ryan Justice was right. I did my research on these guys. I watched all four matches from all four of these guys, including a great match between Taylor and Justice. Okay? Fantastic match. But you don't get to do that because you did something good months ago in one other area, come someplace completely different, come to somebody else's home and expect to do your own things, putting your own feet on the sofa. You know what I mean? Leaving the toilet seat up in somebody else's house. Do that stuff in your own house, man. Don't go to somebody else's house and expect them to like you or respect you for what you did elsewhere.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Right. Your actions in your new house aren't justified by the actions from your old house.
Justin Taylor wants to talk about how Ric Flair is on his, Mount Rushmore. Ric Flair got the respect going to other territories because he was the NWA heavyweight champion when he came in. And he was the man when he came in. Justin Taylor had no belt when he came in to RMP. That is when you step up and you earn your spots. And they got spots and they didn't cash in. Like I said, there ain't no 8-man tag team wrestling championships in Rocky Mountain Pro. The 4 of them can win.
Right. And Coastal, you mentioned that when I first came on, and I've been wanting to comment on that. That sounds silly, but it's true, though. If you think about it and you break it down, you're right. There is no 8-man tag team championships out there. We just got a trios championship from AEW, and that took years. But with that being said, if you're not competing for the invincible 8-man tag team championships, what are you competing for then? Individual titles? I mean, we saw how that went. We had a blueprint of how that went with the Wake for the past 2 years. With the RMP championship, the Charge, the tag teams, even the Twitch as well. And you reach the top, but the old saying goes, all good things must come to an end, and that started to crumble. Jealousy set forth within the group, and then one piece was removed, and the whole thing comes tumbling down. That's a blueprint right there. There's history right there.
They didn't want to accept that. Anytime we brought the Wake up, it was always, oh my God, that was them. We're us. That was them. We're us. History repeats itself. If you don't learn from it, you are doomed to repeat it.
How is WTL different from the Wake? The only two differences are WTL's from the outside, and difference number 2, the Wake hold gold around their waist.
Almost all of it. Yes.
Almost all of it, except the NRW. Okay, in the women's. So how is that? How is it different then? Besides those 2 items, those 2 facts, explain to me, someone. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I can distinguish facts when I see them, and I don't see any other difference that's going to separate them apart from any other faction, or the Wake or whatever that may be.
From what we saw, they think they are the pinnacle. They think they are the top. They think they are the elite. That they are the alpha and the omega. All of it, all rolled into one, and nothing will ever be the same as it happened to others because they will write their own destiny. And I'll say it again, you are doomed to repeat history if you do not learn from it. And I don't think that the legacy is up on their RMP history because they are absolutely just walking this path yet again. Except this time, I don't think it'll take the RMP locker room, that much time, like it did with the Wake, to band together and take care of business. We saw what happened last Tuesday on Charge when they came out and interjected themselves in that main event. The minute that the odds turned, and it was 6-on-4, they pieced out as fast as humanly possible.
Almost as fast as they did tonight.
All right.
4-on-1, cool.
All right. let's take a breather here because now I gotta tell the chat that they screwed up tonight's interview. So, I apologize, folks. I know this show got cut short. As you saw last week.
Half hour.
As you saw last week, whenever the numbers are against them, they turn around and they coward, and they hide, and they run away. God forbid one of the dudes asks a factual question and they didn't like it and they tuck their tail and run. They not only ditched us, they ditched the agreement that we had for this week.
Yep.
They ditched the Rocky Mountain Pro faithful of a show that never got finished. I just want you guys to know that that's who they are. Those are the type of guys you're dealing with at Rocky Mountain Pro. If it's not in their favor or it doesn't benefit them, they tuck their tail and they run.
It's amazing because they were looking for the platform. They were looking to come up and speak. We really haven't heard much. We give them this opportunity to come in, say whatever they got to say.
We were asked. We were asked on Tuesday because they demanded it.
And
then they run away.
Once we ask the hard question, how do they not expect us to ask these questions based on exactly what they have done? We didn't make up anything out of the clear blue. Go back and watch. Go back and see for yourselves. Go back and watch NRW. Go back and watch it. You'll see them interject themselves all over the place. Any episode of Charged, just watch. They say it's about getting respect and getting their opportunities. Bro, you had your opportunities. All four of you guys, you had opportunities. And then you did some stuff later on that made other people take those opportunities back away.
So maybe what we saw tonight and what we saw last week is the weakness of West Texas Legacy.
I think you're exactly right, John.
Fold under pressure.
That's it.
If it's not four of them in a ring actually being physical with somebody, even four of them here on the damn stream, they had to run away. 4-on-4, they ran away because we asked them hard questions that made them mad.
And that was just 4-on-4. It wasn't. We didn't even outnumber them. You guys were outnumbered until I came here, actually. So there was 4 of them and 3 of you, technically.
Well, once you got here is when they kind of like all of a sudden got ticked off and everything. Now all of a sudden the odds were even. And there's 4-on-4. And we're not in a physical altercation here.
No.
All 4 of us are in different locations, and the 4 of them were in different locations too.
Exactly, and the thing is also, Coastal asked some factual questions, and then I even complimented, Aaron Harms. I complimented him, and then I base off of that. I'm like, hey, I'm giving you a compliment, because you are so good. I don't doubt you could succeed on your own. Why do you need to associate yourself with other people?
Anytime we ask them a question similar to that tonight, Eyes, like, why, what's with all this? If you're that good at A, what's with all the B, C, and D?
Yes.
Right. And anytime we ask them a question similar to that on those lines, it was just the attitude, and they started up with the hyper aggressive about how to explain about how big and tough they are. And more guys that want to intimidate the podcast guys asking questions. Good job.
Yeah.
Part 2. Good job. Great job.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap up the show early tonight. Unfortunately, I apologize. I didn't think the West Texas Legacy would snoop down that low as to literally walk away from the interview.
That was Bush. That was Bush League right there.
I think that they were going to make fun of me with my lotion. They have another thing coming. Ain't happening.
People have been making fun of Eyes for his lotion for years.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Although there was a massive look of confusion when your camera came on, and there was just a squeeze of lotion that came out of it. You did confuse them.
You confused Wildcard, and that's impressive. That dude's off.
He's way off. Way off, dude.
All right,
if that's normal and every day, like, what else is going on normal and every day down in Texas?
I bet he's
I don't know.
A lot of fun at Denny's at 2 a.m.
All right. So we are going to raid Sin Fritz We thank you guys all for watching us and joining us as well. We did what we could. We tried to get answers, but they definitely showed their weakness there. I don't know. I guess at the end of everything, what we just saw tonight, I think you can chalk that up for Team RMP with a W in that spot.
Definitely.
I don't know about you guys.
Sorry, I ruined your West Texas party.
The RMP faithful and Rocky Mountain Pro definitely just got a W after this, after what we just saw. So we're gonna
one for the good guys.
Yes.
Yeah, and how dare they talk about Echo?
True.
How dare they?
I don't, he's my biggest supporter for my GoFundMe account for my candle creation. Don't talk
Orders
about
for
my-
candles. I saw about that.
Thank you. Yes. Yep.
So
That high electric bill. We're gonna help you out, Oz. Quarters for candles.
So we are gonna raid out to Sin Fritz. Make sure you show them some love. Next Sunday will be the first Sunday where we have our typical chill stream and we get to talk about anything that the chat wants to talk about. We are actually going to be putting some polls on Twitter and Facebook on the Dudes and Belts page on what you guys actually want us to talk about next Sunday. So we're going to try and get you guys involved on the socials as well as chat on Sunday. So we'll be asking questions on the socials. Just make sure you keep an eye out. Again, as always, we have Recharge on Tuesday, Reignited on Thursday, following Rocky Mountain Pro Charge, which airs its new episode at, I keep on forgetting the goddamn times. It is
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and we are 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then Ignition on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and then the Dudes and Belts Reignited show is at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Thursday. I do think there is a live show this weekend as well. I will know more information in the coming shows on Dudes and Belts. And, we're going to be on Spotify starting next week as well.
We are.
So.
Yes, we are.
We get to actually utilize Coastal's outro in his voice. So.
I do like his outro, and I do like his voice. It's very smoothing. It makes me feel comfortable inside.
One last thing I'd like to point out about the West Texas Legacy. Ryan Justice has been in chat during Ignitions, during Charge on Twitch, and he's talking to people, giving people a hard time. He had said to one of us during the chat, or said to somebody, that this was going to be our highest viewed episode because everybody from West Texas was going to watch. We got one.
We got one. I think one fan.
Yeah, we have one fan,
and then one Aaron's Harms fan from Triple I. So I guess
that doesn't count.
That
He's
too.
in the show. It doesn't count. One person from West.
To
Texas.
be fair,
one person.
That might be the only internet connection in West Texas.
But they're a huge fan base. Can't they go to somebody's house, or can't they go to that like that?
That was the one computer.
Was
that was the one
computer?
person's house. Yeah.
All right.
They share.
We are going to raid Sin Fritz now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that everything turned out the way that it did. But they showed their true colors.
We tried to give you a show, everybody. We tried to have some fun with them. We tried to talk to them. We tried to get the hard questions out there because they're not offering the hard answers. So we got to ask these hard questions, and then they ran go bye-bye.
All right, guys.
They took their ball and went.
For myself, Johnny Deathdrop, Coastal Crusader, Marky Pins, Triple I, we will see you guys on Tuesday for another episode of the Dudes and Belts Recharge following Rocky Mountain Pro Ignition starting at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. As always, folks, stay safe, stay classy. We'll see you on the next one.